lap 3 under the track, 100 yelp.
Good Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the Netcode ESports Mighty Midget Series. Tonight from Fairbury, double features this evening, 40 lappers. Smaller field than we're used to seeing, but these guys don't care. They're going to race it anyway. Got my good buddy tonight, K.R. Stolfus, joining me into the booth. Actually sitting right beside me. I'm sure you can hear the echo coming through both sets of microphones. Say hi to the fans, KR.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me tonight, Roger.
Oh, it's fun having you down. Glad you guys got a chance to come down and visit me where I live, since I usually come visit you where you live.
That's right. You usually do, but going to spoil you this time and crash at your house.
I do not mind a bit. Ready to watch a little midget action here on this tiny little bull ring, and I don't know how many times you've covered midgets here, but I've done it plenty of times, and it's always a fantastic show. This track just about the perfect size for these midgets.
Yeah, these midgets in iRacing, they're really kind of tricky to drive, especially on a short track, but it does make it for a good show, good combo here.
Well, I see the Kiwi Conquer, the last feature winner in the series. He's won 3 of the last 4. Swept about 3 weeks ago, and Tebow Brandon swept the following week, and then they split the features 2 weeks ago. And they're both here tonight. I see both names. I don't know what's going to happen, but if we have another sweep, that's going to shake up the points drastically. And we didn't get a chance to get a copy of the points. I haven't seen them posted anywhere yet, but I know we're getting down to the end of this thing. Only a couple races left. I do not know if Schrum is still in this or not, but, man, he had a great run. He's had a string of podium finishes over the last 6 weeks. That is unprecedented. Got broken in the second feature 2 weeks ago, so we'll see if we can get back on track of that. And I don't know if you've been following us at all, KR, but the racing's been pretty phenomenal the last couple of weeks.
Well, unfortunately, Roger, I haven't had a whole lot of time to watch your broadcast, mostly because most of the time when this is on, I'm in my garage working on my race car.
Well, and I appreciate that, because I want to see another big trophy at the end of the season this season, and see if you can, bring it home again. You got the DRN on the side of the car now, and we won it the first season and had mechanical issues, I think, all season last season, right?
No, yes, we did. We missed the first 2 races, burned up clutch in both of them. Got that ironed out, and then ended up 1 race short from 3rd place. Just needed to start the final race, but it rained out. And ended up 5th place in the points for 2022. But 21, we won the championship at the track, and now we're going to go for it again this year.
Awesome. Hope we can get up there and watch a race, maybe even follow it live here on DRN. Been a while since you've been on air with us. You ready for some dirt?
I am ready for some dirt. Just need a beer to add some flavor into that dirt.
Well, about 30 seconds until we get to qualifying, and I guess we got to find an adult beverage here so we can get the best out of OKR.
I just go to a dirt track and dirt flies into the beer and add some good flavor.
All right, well, good luck to the drivers tonight. Thanks for joining us. Can't wait to get this thing going here. We'll go to qualifying here in just a moment. They'll do a couple of heats and then straight to our first 40-lap feature. The second one, they run 2 minis, which is about 10 laps each, and that's how they start the second feature. So it shakes things up quite a bit. All right, ready for the qualifying session to begin. Here's our guy, Tebow Brandon. Going to roll him out, see what he can put up for a time. We're going to watch Craig Silby as well. Those two are our last feature winners. All right, out of 4, across the timing line for the first timed lap. That's going to put Tebow atop the pylon, 12.80 seconds. Craig Silby on track as well. Silby coming off the bottom of turn number 4, across the start-finish line. Craig Silby, P2, 12.86. Brandon did not improve on his second lap. We'll see if maybe Craig can do it. They'll invert the top 3 or 4 here, so no improvement as he slows down to 100ths.
I was watching that qualifying run. It looked like that car was a little bit further sideways a couple of times than he would have liked.
I think you're right. And the only car out now, Josh Cox, and that's our sponsor for this evening. It's what did he say it was? DB3.com.
DB3.com Extra Life.
Yeah.
Some
extra Netcode ESports. That's who's sponsoring us. I know Josh drives a 6 car. Been a fixture here and at PRO for a long time, and always fun to see the 6 car when he's out here running around. Into qualifying Cox, not the slowest. We're going to have a quick heat race here. Only 5 cars in the first one. We'll have 5 in the second one. They will do 8 laps. We are inverted, so benefits maybe of not being the fastest guy. He's going to start on the pole here for heat race number 1.
That's a good move.
Well, you know, if you're playing the timing game, I guess he must have known that, you know, being second to the last quickest gets him on the pole for the first heat. I couldn't do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. I can't sit and figure those things out.
My foot's too heavy. I can't hold it off the throttle long enough to not go as fast as possible.
Drag the brake. Brakes are for what exactly? It's a dirt car. There's no need for brakes.
At pit road. Brakes are for on pits.
Okay. Well, we'll get up here in the press box camera, get ready to start these guys off. They will watch the pace truck dive hard left down the middle of the backstretch, pace around to that orange block down there in turn 4. That's our start line. We'll get 8 laps here real quick from the Netcode ESports Mighty Midget Series to kick off Fairbury night. Green flags in the air. That is Robert Lynn, the 2 car. Second contact between Gerlach. Old Garlic back there, the 71. Were you seeing him run to the front? He is going to struggle in this one. He's going to have to start pretty deep if he can't make up some spots here in the heat. But Robert Lynn going after Josh Cox, and he got him out of turn 2.
Good run there coming up off the bottom, but that middle lane seemed to work pretty well. Now going to squeeze on that slider there. They both managed to hold on to it.
Yeah, Dalton Schrum changed his paint last week from the red and black to the green and black. Changed his fate in the second feature. Broke his string of podiums, but tonight looks like he is right back on track. Going to try to pick up the win here in heat number 1 as they ride down the backstretch and into 3 and 4, coming around to 3 to go.
Robert Lynn carrying that left front coming up off the corner. That's usually how I like to have my cars set up, but now he's going to go for a little bit of contact there. Thought he had spun out, but they stay with it.
Yeah, opens the door for Brandon. Has to go wide in 3 and 4, and Tebow. If you do that, he'll jump on you like a rat on a Cheeto, and he'll take that spot right there. There's Josh Gerlach into the fence, and he's going to tumble out of turn 2. No cautions in the heat races. So Josh is going to be deep in the feature as the white flag comes out over heat number 1.
And Josh cleared that car out, went straight to the pits, and white flag is out for heat run. And it looks like Dalton can come away with the win.
Schrum right back to being quick in the green and black car. Robert Lynn second, Tebow Brandon. Josh Cox going to round things out in our first heat this evening. So they will probably draw for about the first 4 to 6 spots, and I know they kind of base that off how many heats they have. So we may see Mr. Schrum have to start P4 in tonight's feature. We'll just have to wait and see. Here's something you don't see every day. Craig Silby at the back of a heat race to start things off. But let's run down our starting lineup here real quick. Yeah, it will be the 38 of Billy Barros on pole. Right next to him, the 86. That's the Extra Life machine of John Borst. Colt Collins, the 94, will start inside row number 2, and he'll have Reed Brochart, the 93, on his outside. And shotgun, like I said, that's going to be the Kiwi Conqueror in that 7 machine. Your multi-time feature winner of this series. That's Craig Silby, the pilot.
Nice looking Chevy Silverado out there pacing that field. Probably needs lifters.
or main bearings, or all the bearings. I mean, you never know. Oh, that's too funny. And everybody else, you had to be there, honestly, because it happened at dinner time, and there was a lot of jokes. But that's Silverado in the infield, waiting for Billy Barros. Find the loud pedal out of turn number 4. He does so. Flagman likes the start. And Barros, half a dozen car lengths inside of 1 and 2. He is way out in front of these guys.
This track is staying pretty fresh, not really starting to wear in some slick spots yet, so these guys can run wherever they want, and that's why you're seeing them high, low, and middle. But as this night wears on, as this race goes into the A main, that's going to change just a little bit.
Yeah, they'll probably run quite a bit, if not all of the warm-up session before the feature to try to wear it in. We usually get 2 groups of racing with this series, and usually we have about twice as many cars. So right now, Barros out in front of Silby. Silby from 5th to 2nd already. Colt Collins is 3rd, Reed Brochart, and John Borst in that order. Yeah, looked like Colt Collins got way out of shape up in turn 2. He opened the door for Brochart, but Brochart not able to put his foot through it. Those two will battle side by side for 3rd. They're starting to heat up for the lead.
Yeah, Craig Silby doing a good job starting the tail end of this heat race, working his way forward. He's been very consistent on his lap times and looking very smooth.
Well, he's got to stay smooth because Craig Silby is the king of running the bottom in this little car. I don't know how he does it, but he is faster than anybody I've seen running right around those tires on the bottom every single track. And he will find his way to the front doing that if you give him a chance. The white flag's about to come out. Heat 2 is going to come to a close.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job down there, what we call catfishing. Who picks that front end up? He is digging hard trying to get that race lead, but here they come.
It's going to be Barros with the momentum line, grabbing the win in Heat 2. Then Silby, Brochart, Collins, and Borst rounding out the field. We'll see what the invert brings for the feature, but you could see any of the top 4 start on the pole, and anybody that won a heat race might even start on the outside of row 2, which is not a bad spot, but the less cars you got to pass, the better off you are to try to get to the front. Fridge outside. Yeah, fridge outside. The opener is in that first drawer in between. There's an opener. Ask my wife. She'll tell you. All right, the guy's going to have a warm-up session. I imagine they're going to run it on. Tell you what, let's see. I don't see him in there, but let's get Tebow up here and see if Tebow's got something to tell us. Tebow Brennan, Roger Wagner in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy. Do you have a copy?
Well, I've got a mini-me tonight. I got OKR Stolfus with us tonight. Been watching you guys out here. You've won 3 of the last 6 features, and Craig Silby has won 3 of the last 6 features. What are we going to see out of you in the 49 car tonight, and what do you think your chances are of sweeping the evening?
Ooh, that's a tough question. This is, it's a smaller field than we normally have, but it's still full of really good cars. That 7 car is definitely going to be there. I had a lot of issues with Fairbury last season. Didn't have a good run. I've not had the best of luck really the whole season. It's been really hit and really miss. I've been getting into into situations where I either end up on the top or in the pits or both or something like that. So I'm just looking to finish 40 laps, to be honest. You know, it can be tricky, especially when this thing slicks off. Not totally sure what this track is going to look like, you know, in those last 10 laps. So yeah, I think this is going to be a bit more of an attrition race than we normally see, even with a smaller field. I hope it's not the case. I want clean racing, and it's looking really racy so far. So yeah, I just hope to put on a good show and be there at the end.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and good luck out there in the future. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you on the podium after both.
I would love that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tebow Brandon. Like I said, he has won 3 of the last 6 features, and somebody we definitely got to watch. Who you want to talk to, KR?
Oh, I don't know. Who's someone fun to talk to?
You know what? Let's get Josh Cox up here. I got a question for him anyway. Josh Cox. Roger Wagner, KL Stroff was up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, they said you sponsored the race tonight, so I wanted to give you a minute to tell us about your cause and, you know, tell us what you think the 6 car is going to do tonight in these twin features.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we, our Extra Life team wanted to sponsor this race. This is the track closest to us that's on iRacing, so I figured this is a great opportunity to talk a little bit about Extra Life. The DJ3 Extra Life team, we participate in a program called Extra Life. It is a fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network, and more specifically for us, the Children's Hospital of Illinois, where we raise money for the hospital and for the kiddos through gaming. And so we do things throughout the year, get involved games, board games, video games, all that cool stuff. And we fundraise online all year round, and then at the end of every year, we kind of celebrate our annual campaign with a 24-hour gaming marathon. So last year we raised about $14,000, so this year we're looking to hit that number again, and we'll hope for the best. So as far as the 6 car goes, you know, I don't get too worked up over these races. These are my fun races because I am not the greatest midget driver in the world. So, you know, we'll hope to keep her rubber side down tonight and just have some fun.
All right, man. Well, you know, you guys have gotten plenty of my money to help with your cause, and I stand behind all this stuff. When are we going to have the first big event?
Yeah, hoping to have something this summer. I'm working on some dates that I got to try to nail down with, you know, personal life stuff going on and all the other things. I want to try to make sure we have a date I can lock in and not have to then miss. So yeah, hoping to do something this summer, and then of course we'll do the Extra Life Dirt Nationals again this fall with the Netcode ESports guys. They are super gracious in letting us participate in that as well. So talking about 2 iRacing events this year. We're just gonna announce the dates here before too long.
Cool. Well, I want to get with you before you announce those dates. I got an idea for you. But be sure that you give us the link to go and donate, and we'll let you get ready to get down there because I know those guys are about ready to start that feature.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we'll definitely talk to you because you're always a critical part of it, and appreciate your support as well. So yeah, Extra Life, extra-life.org/participant/Josh C. We'll get you to our page, and appreciate everybody giving.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, those guys do some of those special events that I always talk to you about doing with us.
Right.
And,
Oh yeah. I'm just curious to know how you get snookered everybody. They all think you're great and wonderful. That's all they all say.
I am a joy to behold. Man, I give this guy money every year for racing, and this is how I get treated for it. This is awesome. All right, well, let's get ready to run down the lineup for this feature tonight. This is feature number 140 laps. It's going to be the 8 car of Dalton Schrum, and I told you could either start up front or he could start at the back. And he is listed to start P1 right now. Now, we'll see if they shuffle when they roll off, but I doubt it. Billy Barros, the 38, will start on the outside of that row. Then it's going to be Robert Lynn, the 2 car, inside row number 2. Next 2, the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby in the 7. Tebow Brandon, we talked to him at the intermission right there. He drives the 49 car. I'll start inside row number 3 next to Reed Brochart in the 93. The 6 car, Josh Cox. We talked to him just a minute ago. Big sponsor for the event, and he does a lot of good stuff. That Netcode deal that he does. That's the Extra Life deal is pretty cool. So make sure you follow that link and go donate. It's a great cause. He starts next to Colt Collins. Collins, the 94 car. And then Josh Gerlach, the 71. Next to John Borston, the 86. And now they're shuffling them all around. Here they come. It's going to be Silby going to the back. And Silby's going to the back for Hot Shoe. Won both features last week. That's Hot Shoe, and he has to start P10 or last, whatever position that may be for the first feature tonight. So here they come out of 4. Green flag in the air.
Going to be anxious to see that Craig Silby work that bottom lane there. Did a good job there getting into this on the opening lap, and everyone's leaving him that lane.
Yeah, nobody else usually runs down there, and he's so successful with it. I can't believe it. No one has even thought of trying to figure out what it is he's doing down there. But he'll go 3-4 wide, keep it locked right on the bottom. He's already made up 3 spots. He's looking for more. And right now it is all Dalton Strum. Strum has not broken through, but he has been all over the podium all season long, just not on the top step. We'll see if he can break that string tonight.
All right, so Strum is out in front, but Billy under pressure for second place. Robert Lynn right there. They're battling it out. Lynn down on the bottom, carrying that front end.
Yeah, Robert Lynn's been getting better and better and better over the last 3-4 seasons of this. And now he's starting to put pressure on the guys at the front each and every week. We'll see if he can manage. Somehow he always seems to fade late in these things. We'll see if he can manage to stay up there and keep his stamina up and maybe get himself a podium finish. But there's Thibaut Brandon. Talked to him in the intermission. And he's already worked his way into the top 4.
Creeping up on 10 laps into this one right now. We're working lap number 7. And the mid-pack here, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, those guys maybe even back into 5th place if I could count. Quite the battles going on. 3-car battles for those 6 spots there.
Yeah, I got a couple of heavy shoes right now going in. You got Josh Gerlach, 71 car, out on the top. And Craig Silby, the 7 car, down to the bottom. That is a battle for the 5th spot. Silby steadily working his way to the front. You can always count on if he can keep clean track, keep the car square and straight, he's going to make his way to the front. He'll use that whole 40 laps. He'll be challenging at the end.
Yeah, he's still running that bottom line. Moves up just a little bit. I've been watching him, Silby, down on that bottom lane, and the track might be changing just a little bit because a couple of times he has got in a little bit hotter than he meant to.
Yeah, when the track starts to give up, there's really no warning, and you go in there thinking it's just like the last lap, and all of a sudden you're 3 car lengths wider than you were the previous lap. He's got to make an adjustment, but he is still picking the front end completely up off the ground on exit. All it's doing is costing him time because he's having to roll out of the throttle to put it back down to turn the car, and Gerlach got right back by for 5th right there. As we are 13 laps into this, and Dalton Strum, how a full 1 1/4 seconds out in front. They're starting to pull away.
Yeah, he's been out in that clean air, running whatever line he wants and not under any pressure, so he's not trying to defend from anything. And Dalton, his best lap is a 12:77 and one of the better laps in this race.
Yeah, one of the faster guys lap after lap. But right now, Thibaut Brandon making his move for 2nd on Billy Barros, and he's got it coming out of turn 2. 25 laps remaining. Going to be 24 this time by the front 3. Starting to shake up a little bit. Robert Lynn's dropped to 4th. Billy Barros is now 3rd. Thibaut Brandon up 2nd. But everybody still chasing the 8 car of Dalton Strum.
You know what is really exciting about this is almost everyone is still within 5 seconds of the race leader. And being 23 laps to go, it's still one bobble. Everyone this close, one bobble, they could all stack up.
Josh Gerlach super sideways into, he caught Craig Silby going by, and that ends up unloading him and spinning him for the little pirouette right there. We'll have to ask him what his tutu looks like when we get done with this one. But
I bet it's pink.
It's probably rainbow colored. You know, he's a Bud Light fan and all.
Oh, he drinks Bud Light. Oh, makes so much sense now.
It does make sense. But we're going to be 2 laps shy of halfway. Feature number 1, Shrum, Brandon Barros, Lynn, Sylvie, Brochart, Collins, Cox, Borst, and Gerlach. And Gerlach was battling for about 5th right there when he went on his little dance tour. And now he'll have to drop all the way to the back.
All right, so the field bunched back up. I'll try not to mention a bobble again, because as soon as that came out of my mouth, they decided they were going to do it. So we won't talk about bobbles anymore, but it will stack everyone back up.
Well, you know, you got to have that mid-race break. Everybody had to take a breath because for 17, 18 laps right there, they were holding their breath.
Again, the midgets here at Fairbury, quite the good iRacing combo, and short track and a short little midget. High torque, that's why they're able to pick the front end up so well. As far as all that weight transfer and whatnot, it helps to have that very quick accelerating engine and kind of that weight towards the back.
We're back to green. We're now halfway home in feature number 1. Shrum, Brandon, and Barros, 1, 2, 3, the battle side by side for 4th. It's about to be a 3-way battle as Sylvie's going to throw his hat in the ring here as he's running down the bottom. Robert Lynn in the middle, and Billy Barros now relegated to the top side, and that's a long ways around, and unless you can keep your momentum up, that right there happens. And Robert Lynn got the front tires off in front. He got to the line first that time. But they better watch out on the bottom because Sylvie, that catfish is working.
Up off the corner, this 3-car battle here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, I believe. They are getting after it, and everyone's starting to drift up just a little bit more, so maybe that bottom lane giving up.
Yep. I think Sylvie's changing lines because Robert Lynn is keeping that middle pretty much locked in, and Sylvie's not having room to slide out in the center of the corner and diving that thing off. So he was trying to find a different rail around, just not finding the momentum off the exits like he was before.
And the track is pretty flat down there on the bottom as well, and so you got to be a little bit careful on how you drive it. It is the shorter way around, obviously, but that doesn't necessarily always make it the fastest. He's doing a great job down there and trying to stay uptight and in contention for this race lead.
Go a little bit of the drone cam here, and we'll follow these two drivers as they are just all over each other side by side. No one has a clear advantage. This time it looks like Sylvie's going to slide her across, but Robert Lynn goes a little bit wider and rockets right back past him. This is a great race to watch. You see Sylvie picking the front end up again. This is the best battle on the track.
Yeah, they are in a very intense battle, and Sylvie keeps trying to seal the deal, but that outside momentum coming into play and carrying down the straightaway Robert Lynn.
Lynn's figured out how to get the 2-car wide. That time gives up the spot. As the Kiwi Conqueror takes it just in time for the caution. Who's around here? Josh Cox?
Like something happened to Josh Cox.
Well, he was all by himself back here, right behind John Borst. Oh, clips the fence with the right. Yeah, you can't do that in an open wheel car, especially not the midget. They're so light, and if you get them free like that by hitting the fence, they definitely want to go for a tumble. So Josh Cox on the hook and into the infield.
It doesn't help. One of my grievances with iRacing is this a safety zone? Are we in the safety tree here?
Yeah, we might as well be.
Okay.
I've had my fair share of jabs at iRacing, and they haven't come to get me yet. So.
All right. When a car crashes, it doesn't become as light as a feather. I think iRacing seem to forget that.
No, it does the exact opposite usually.
Josh Cox twirling around as if his car was 3 pounds. So.
Yeah, and caught in a hurricane. All right, looks like our pace truck is in. We're going to restart with exactly 9 laps to go.
Green, green, green.
Tebow Brandon about as close as anybody's been all night to the back end of that 8-car of Dalton Shrum. And Shrum says, you know what, I need a little breathing room. I got to get out of here. And he stretches out to about 6 car lengths down the backstretch. Look who's running for 3rd.
Craig Silby's up into third place now. This caution helped him out a little bit. Gave him a good chance to make a dive into the bottom lane and end up into third place. Strum, though, going to have 6 laps to go to win this one. He's been out in front for the whole time. I think he's going to be able to hold off Silby and Brandon.
Well, Silby can dispatch Brandon within the next, half lap, full lap. He'll make a run at Strum, but he can't dispatch him right here like he's trying to do down the backstretch. Strum's going to have an easy time of just running right through the middle and holding him off. I guarantee you the Tebow Brandon is not just going to roll over. A podium finish isn't quite good enough. He wants a win, but Silby's going to get around him, move to second. And now it's just under a second he's got to make up in 3 laps.
Lap after lap, Strum just a tick faster than Silby and Brandon. So he got to just hold on for 2 more times around.
Yep, 4 more corners, a couple of straightaways, and we may see Dalton Strum break through and pick up that win as Tebow Brandon has fought back to the outside of Craig Silby for second. Big slider behind that. Robert Lynn and Gerlach going at it for 4th and 5th, but we're focused on the podium. As the final time door got slammed there, but we're on to the white flag lap, so no yellow. Strum, Silby, and Robert Lynn. Your top 3 right now. And I don't know, I don't want to go back and watch it because I don't want to say anything, but that was a tough finish right there.
Still was able to land it, stuck the landing, and finish well, considering you were airborne.
Yeah, he ended up finishing 6th. He went from 2nd to 6th, and I'm sure he's not happy about it, but I'm sure they'll talk about it and they'll work it out for round number 2. Let's find Robert Lynn. Where is Robert Lynn? Robert Lynn is right there. Man, you know what? I got to just open this up a little bit so that I can get a hold of him and get him up here. Robert Lynn, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. It looks like 2 cars pretty quick tonight here at Fairbury. Tell us about your feature.
Not too bad. Fell back a little bit there. Racing with Billy. He was really hard to pass, but he's a really clean racer. So fell back to 5th there, and then just got a little fortunate luck on the last lap with the car spinning out and passed my teammate for 3rd.
Yeah, it looked like you and Josh were having a pretty good battle back there for a little bit, and you end up with the best of it. What do you expect in round number 2?
A lot more of the same, I'm hoping. The track's looking really good. If we keep the same track state, we should get another really good feature.
All right, man. Got some quick shout-outs and thank yous before we let you hit for server number 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Cox, DJ3 Extra Life team for kind of sponsoring this race tonight with the Extra Life Dirt Classic. They support the Children's Hospital here, and we were residents there a couple years ago, and I can't thank them enough for everything they do. And we got Wildlife Prairie Park on the car this week, their hometown park, and you for putting the broadcast on, and everybody for coming out.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see how you do in round number 2.
Thanks, Roger.
Robert Lynn finishing 2nd. Or finishing 3rd, excuse me. I'm sorry. Let's get Craig Silby in here. I'll give him his introduction. I'm going to turn him over to KR, the Kiwi Conqueror. Craig Silby running 2nd tonight. How you doing tonight, Craig?
Oh, I'm quite exhausted. That was hard work. That was really good fun. Thanks, Roger. I'm doing great.
Craig, that bottom lane seemed to be working really well for you. Lap after lap, you were, stuck down there. Afraid of heights?
No. Normally in midgets at Fairbury, it's all about the bottom, and it just wasn't as fast as I was wanting it to be. It took me ages to get past Reed, and then ages again to get past Robert. But I just wasn't sure if I was going to be brave enough to go up the top, and I went to go up to the top to the last lap, and I must have just caught Tebow. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, it was a great battle watching you come up through the field. I was told that you were in the hot shoe because you swept last week, so almost had 3 in a row here tonight.
Yeah, I was gunning for it, but yeah, Dalton, he was too far up front. Like, I think he started up front, so it was going to be a challenge to get to him. But yeah, it was good fun trying.
Well, man, nice job bringing it home in second place. Any shout-outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, definitely. Netcode ESports, the guys that run this they do a great job. Dirt Racing Network for putting it on for the world to see. Thank you guys. And Iridium Sim Sports, my team, and Concrete Cutting in New Zealand, and Easy Trucks New Zealand.
All right, Craig, thanks for chatting with us. We'll look forward to seeing you in round number 2. And if you don't mind, can you pop your car off the track for me real quick?
Yep, I'll be gone. Thank you.
Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror, finishing second tonight in feature number 1. Now, he finally breaks through. He has been fighting all season, trying to pick up a win. And Dalton Schrum on top of the podium tonight here at Fairbury, man. Tell us about your feature. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. You know, I finally pulled through and got myself a win.
Yeah, you've been on the podium a lot. Broke that string in feature number 2 a couple weeks ago. By I think you got in a wreck that probably wasn't even your fault, if I remember right, and broke the string. But right back on top of it, and you went to the top. Led this thing from flag to flag. And any doubts on the last couple of restarts?
No, I felt really good the whole race. Just carried speed throughout the whole thing and just had my line set, and it worked out pretty good.
Well, Dalton, your race car not only turned the fastest laps of this race, but clearly had all the speed you needed out of it. That middle lane seemed to be working very well for you.
Oh yeah, that thing was definitely good. It didn't have no slick laying down on it till near like the end. Then it started to have a little bit of a rubber coming down on it, but it was still real fast.
Well, nice job out there tonight picking up the win. Congratulations on it being the opening race. Are you going to be able to pull it off again in the next one?
Yeah, hopefully, and if not, definitely shoot for another podium.
All right, well, there you go. Roger, he's all yours.
All right, real quick before we let you get out of here, you got some shout-outs, some thank yous, and round 2 going to be coming up pretty quick, so we know you got to get ready.
Yeah, Speed Ranch setups, Cody Williams Designs, and Dalton Schrum Photography.
All right, man. Well, good luck in round 2. See if you can be the next to sweep Netcode ESports Mighty Midget tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Dalton Schrum, your winner. Let's take a quick look at our finishing order for feature number 1. Schrum wins at Silby second, Lynn third. Gerlach comes home in 4th. Brochart 5th. Tebow Brand after a tough last lap there. He does come home 6th, was running 2nd. He and Craig Silby get together, and he loses 4 positions. Billy Barros was 7th. Colt Collins, John Borst, and Josh Cox rounding things out. We're going to throw a little music on. We're going to get ready to swap servers. Probably talk to a driver or two while they get things prepped up, ready to go. Give them a few laps to warm things up. Hello, Brady Baldwin. I see you in the chat there. And when we come back again, it'll be feature number 2, race time. They'll probably do a couple of quick mini features, get the lineup set, and then we'll go 40 laps around again. So bear with us. Enjoy the music, and we'll be right back. Folks, well, we're logging back server. Guess it helps if you unmute that. We're logged back into the server, getting ready to bring the drivers back. We are checking to make sure whether KR's microphone issue is fixed or not. Give the fans something to think about, KR.
All right. I'll tell you what's interesting about this here is the second race in a row. Everyone's going to be doing a little bit tighter racing. They're a little bit more warmed up, a little bit stretched out, so to speak. So I think we're going to see some good hard racing in this one as well.
About to bring our screen back up as we had to get our sound back from in the game. Hello, Mr. Nichols. How we doing tonight, buddy? I tried to call you back the other night. Getting everything squared away for the museum. Let's see what we got here. Somehow I just don't feel like that's loud enough. I feel like I missed something. We're good. We are good. Actually, that's probably just me. I had it turned way down in my headset. So there we go. Drivers getting a little warm up. They reworked the surface of the track. We are trying to get it worked back in so we can go to racing. They're going to do a random draw. Understandable. They're going to do a random draw for tonight's feature start. Outstanding. I'll have to come check that all out once you're all finished. Not sure how long they're going to run that practice session here, KR, but I know they're going to try to work the track down, get it at least as slick as it was for the last feature. And since we don't have all the heat races and everything to go through, I'm sure we're going to have a full 10 minutes to fill in here. So,
well, all right. They're just trying to sell more hot dogs, Roger.
Maybe that's what it is. Beer and hot dogs. Sell more and more and more. As long as it's not Bud Light.
Speaking of, I got to show you something.
Yeah, it looks like the same can as before. That looks exactly like the rainbow can. To me.
It is.
Yeah, it's just black and gold instead of all the rainbow colors. But
I mean, there's been signs.
Yeah. They didn't change anything. It looks exactly the same. He's showing me a picture of a bunch of Pittsburgh Squealers cans or something, and they look all the same as the rainbow can to me.
Hey, that 94 doesn't need to be going through the grass, right?
No.
Colt Collins knows the grass isn't where you race?
Well, you would think.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, nobody can ever make a. What are we doing here? Okay, so they're going to qualify still? All right. So we're talking about the 94 car. Here he is, Colt Collins. They're running qualifying. And I think it doesn't matter because I think they're going to do a random draw for the feature. So maybe we're going to get heat races and two full shows. They're just going to completely random draw. I got a message from Mr. Gerlach saying that that's what they were going to do. So the qualifying may just be for qualifying's sake. Josh Cox, 12:69. There goes Billy Barros, 12:68. Tebow Brandon. Brandon, quite a ways off. Not sure what happened to Tebow. Craig Silby was out there, and he was 2/100ths of a second off. So we'll see. Maybe we are going to get heat races, and they're just going to random draw for the features. I don't care. We're here for the duration. I did see that manual tire groover that you got, Tim, and I got to say, I am so glad that we have heat guns for that now, because that thing looks like it's just a lot of work. I would not want to be the tire groover at the track and have to use that.
He didn't have a heated one?
No, he's got the old-fashioned where you mount the tire in it and it grooves it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going in the Hillbilly High Banks Museum up there in Lima, Ohio.
I thought you were talking about a handheld one.
No, we have those now. They're great. All right, so we are just waiting for this session to come to an end. It looks like it is about to come to an end. And then it looks like heat races going to be on tap. Central Virginia. Well, we're in central Oklahoma. So let's take a look at our starting grid here while we're not really doing a whole lot. For heat number 1 in round number 2 tonight, Robert Lynn, the 2-car on pole. He finished 3rd in feature number 1. Colt Collins, 94 car, going to start on his outside. Then Josh Gerlach inside row number 2. Next to Craig Silby finishing 2nd in feature number 1. And Billy Barros rolling off P5. 2 5-car heat races, 8 laps each. $19.35. Good God. When tires were actually made of real rubber, and I'm sure they were hell to groove back then too. So.
Green, green, green.
Put a green flag out over heat number 1. Robert Olin, and he's going to take that 2-car straight back to the top side. Early in heat racing action, and Robert getting away from these guys pretty quick here, KR.
Yeah, he's trying to get that early launch, get out there in that clean air and enjoy that nice view of the racetrack with no one's butt in front of you.
Best way to be to have no heinies out in front of you. It means everybody's looking at yours, though, and I don't know about you, but I'm usually not very comfortable with that. Colt Collins running in 3rd. Craig Silby fighting for 4th, and he is not on the bottom. He is running around the top right now. Now dives that 7-car to the bottom, throttles it up, picks up the front tires, slide job out of turn number 4, moving to P3. Billy Barros is hanging tight right there. This is a good 3-car battle for the last 3 spots in this heat.
Craig Silby just laid down the fastest lap in this heat race at a 12.7. But he has moved up to the high side, so I asked him if he was afraid of heights, and I guess he's going to try and prove that he's not.
Well, you know them Kiwis, they like to prove us Yanks wrong, and you know, if you're going to challenge a guy, I guess he's going to rise to it. I applaud that. Right now it is still Robert Lynn. He's holding off Josh Gerlach, but Gerlach's starting to creep in on him. They're going to run out of laps. If I put that up there so you guys can see, it is the white flag lap. Lynn on the slider line, out of 4. He'll get to the checks first. Gerlach 2nd, Silby 3rd, Collins is 4th, and Barros rounding things out in heat number 1. I guess I could have put that up earlier. Heat 1 of the books. Let's look at our second heat for our final heat race of the evening here, round 2 of our double feature night. We're not used to getting double heat races, but with a small field, I think they felt they had plenty of time, and happy to cover it. Love to watch the racing. So Tebow Brandon, the 49 car, he's going to start on the pole. Reed Brochart in the 93 will start on his outside. It'll be John Borst in the 86 inside row number 2. Next to feature winner number 1, the 8 car of Dalton Schrump, and that 6 car of Josh Cox. We'll start shotgun on our final heat race of the evening.
Throw it in reverse, Terry.
Hit the pace
All
car.
right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Yeah, they had shortened up to a single pace lap, and they had to throw it out because Cox was having trouble getting that thing rolling after they backed him up a little bit. So we'll have to go green the next time around. We'll see if the 8 car can cover him outside run number 2. Win his heat, maybe get lucky and get a good starting spot on the redraw in the feature tonight and see if he can sweep the night. It'll be the 3rd time in the last 4 weeks if he can win the second feature that someone has swept. And only the 3rd time this season.
Green flag, green flag.
Well, either way, here we go. Green flag out. And this race is officially underway.
Chico Brandon going to lead them into 3 and 4 for the first time. It's Strum already battling for that second spot, and he had the inside on Reed Brochart. Now throws the slider through 1 and 2. I thought Brochart was going to go for the sliver of land that was left up there, and he made a better decision not to wrap both cars. He'll slide back to third, give Strum the chance to go try to run Brandon down.
That's so Dalton Strum, like you said, going to try and sweep this one. It starts right here in the heat race. Going to have a good run. Got to have a good run here so you don't have to start so far back.
Well, the redraw could get him anyway, and it all is random. They put them all on a wheel and start drawing the names out. Whatever name they draw first starts on the pole, and so on back through the field. So he could start anywhere in that 10-car field, but as fast as he was, if he keeps dragging the wall like that, I don't care where he starts. That car's going to be bent up. He ain't going to be able to do much with it. But as fast as he was in feature number 1, I have no doubts he could drive through the field in feature number 2 if he needed to. But we're coming to 2 to go here, and Tebow Brandon took the lead and hasn't looked back since.
All right, so 2 laps to go. In this field looking like it is kind of strung out. Almost everyone in their, what do you want to call it?
Their own little
line
row.
leader, single line file. Words are hard.
It's relative. But the checkered flag coming out on the final 8 race of the night. Brandon picks up the wins from second, Brochard third, Boris is fourth, and Josh Cox will round things out. So heat racing action 100% in the books for the evening. They are going to do the random draw. I don't know if we're going to get notified what it is before they get to start, or if we just got to watch them do the shuffle when they get out there and roll around to grid. So I think we're going to have a little warm-up session here. It definitely looks like we're going to have some warm-up.
A little warm up ain't too bad.
You can see how small the track is, and I think it's just about perfect for these midgets because they can run anywhere on it. And it looks like, especially for feature number 1, they can pass from the top, they can pass from the bottom. The guy through the middle, he ran every single lap from 40 laps right through the middle and ended up winning the race. So I think this track pretty conducive to midget type racing, and 2, 3, even 4 wide at times, and plenty of room for everybody to get around.
I will say I do. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I do enjoy this track car combo. It's about the right size for a midget.
Yeah, I don't have the phone close by me, Tim. I'll look when we get done here, and I'll shoot you a message back. See if I can find some time to give you a call tomorrow. Supposed to go to opening night tomorrow. I think I'm going to skip because we're not racing. We'll race it next week, so I might have plenty of free time tomorrow afternoon to sit and chat. Looking back at the message from Gerlager, they said they're just going to redraw, and it could be any number, basically, that's going to invert in this one. It looks like everybody's headed back into the pit area, and they may be getting ready to kick this thing off. Okay, James. I will send you a code here as soon as we get done. Before I get off tonight, I'll send you that code. Yeah, I do remember you sending that, and I kind of spaced out and forgot to get that for you. But I'll take care of that. That's all courtesy of Tim Sims. So big thank you to Tim Nichols for that. So make sure you say thank you to Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, so I got the lineup for our feature tonight. Look at that. Dalton Schrum inside of row number 2. Craig Silby outside of row number 2. Or Schrum's inside row number 3. And then Brandon right behind Schrum. So
It's gonna be a land rush into turn number 1 with that kind of lineup.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the guy that stumbles getting in there for sure, because you are liable to become trampled very quickly. Yeah, that's one thing we had for a while and then didn't have any of, and haven't, it looks like, till next week, and we'll possibly get rained out. So that's the problem with dirt racing. A little bit of rain and everybody wants to cancel everything. Dang it, we race in the mud. Mud's mud. I don't care how wet it is. All right, let's get ready for our feature. Take a look at all the drivers, starting to get them lined up on the front stretch. They're going to shuffle away from this because it is going to be that purple and blue car that you saw for a minute on the outside of that row out there. John Borst on pole, and you'll have Colt Collins, that black and blue car right in the middle of the screen right there on the outside of your front row. Reed Brochart, the 93, will start inside row number 2, and he'll have the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, in the 7 car on his outside. So Silby, a good opportunity, starting way close to the front, not nearly as many cars to pass as he had in the first feature, to see if he can split the night up with Dalton Schrum. And Schrum is going to start the 8 car on the inside of row number 3, and he'll have Josh Gerlach in the 71 next to him. Tebow Brandon. We talked to Tebow before the first feature. And he is one of the other drivers that has swept a night here, both features. He starts inside of row number 4 next to Robert Lynn. Lynn, the 2 car. Lynn, heat race winner in heat number 1 earlier. So we'll see if he can manage to keep the speed in that car. And then Billy Barros, the 38 car, you see him rolling away right there, and he'll start right next to the car right on his outside, the 6th car of Josh Cox. Well, we saw who won the first one. Is Schrum going to repeat, or is Schrum going to just podium in feature number 2, KR?
I mean, I've never been too good at predicting races, but if he can muster up the speed he had in the first one, he's got a real good shot at winning this one.
Well, you know, Silby started 10th and came home 3rd right there, or 2nd right there. And he was crawling his way through. He's starting a whole lot closer to the front. So I'm not going to go away from the Kiwi Conqueror, but I do think if Schrum can get to him early, get around him, it'll be hard for Silby to get back by. As Schrum's got a really good chance to sweep. But all that has to come together. We're ready to go green out of turn number 4. It'll be Borst and Collins getting things started for us right here. Well, maybe next time around. Not this time, next time. I think we extended it for 1 lap just so we could make sure that everybody was in their correct position. This time that pace truck will drop off on the backstretch, and we'll be green for the final 40 of the evening. From Fairbury, the Netcode ESports Mighty Midget Series.
All right, well, Roger, here we go. Green flag is in the air.
Yeah, and I thought that looked like a little bit of a herky-jerky start. Caution quickly. And I don't think anybody spun out. I think they didn't like the start. I think we're going to restart this thing real quickly. I didn't see anybody get backwards, so. If you watch the start, now let's back up. Let's back up just a teeny tiny bit. And we'll get on John Borst. Yeah, see, the outside kind of went, the inside kind of slowed. I think the flag man doesn't like that. Decided to give this thing a do-over.
Gotta get squared up. Nose to tail. Wheel to wheel. Gotta make it look pretty.
Well, at least the front row's got to be semi-even when we get to the start line down there. And that looked like a unfolded lawn chair to me.
Hey, as a racer, you know, I always try and push that start as far as I can, but you go too far and they'll put you back a row.
Yeah, you would think. But last weekend I watched the guy do 2 in a row screwed up starts, and they didn't move him 1 inch. So this time a lot better as the green flag is finally going to come out, and we are going to get going. We lost a few laps in the deal, but there is contact back at the back. Does everybody keep that going? Yep, Barros 360, and he's going to keep it going. He was the car that caught the contact off the inside of turn number 2, and he squares it up, gets it righted, and he is back underway. Oh boy, John Borst falling back like he dropped the anchor. Cars on the inside, cars on the outside, and he is already back to about 6th. As everybody flying around, Reed Brochart, the 93 car, grabbing the lead. There's somebody we haven't seen out front tonight.
Horse losing a lap. Not sure if that was an issue with his internet or something, but he dropped off the scoring for a lap.
And that may explain why all of a sudden he was in that pack of cars and guys were darting left and right too. So
Brochart, our race leader, and that what Craig Silby, I think he was trying to get personal with that tire.
he looked like he was down in the barrio on Saturday night flipping the switches on his hydraulics. The front end was going up and down so fast on that 7 car. And no, that's not racist. I checked. Hey, Reed Brochart. Oh, caution. Did Colt Collins have a problem here? 94 car. He gets a little contact from Dalton Strum in the 8 right there. Now out of 4. That car just out of shape. Yeah, he's going to get punted. From behind, he loses. I think the car is broken. I think suspension is broken on the left rear. That car is really laying hard to the left. So we got a good start. Got about 5 laps out of that deal. And when Borst blinked out, Brochart took the lead, and we haven't seen the 93 car up front in a while here.
All right. Is Borst going to be able to get a wave around or anything, or is he stuck back there now?
I would imagine they will wave him around with this few cars they got. It shouldn't be a big deal, but they're going to have to catch up to the pace truck first. And I think everybody is strung way on out here, so that might be a little complicated. At some point, I think he will get his lap back, though. Yeah, I'm showing you back on the lead lap, but that don't really always mean what it shows. So here, excuse me, here he comes. He's going around. There he goes. He's going to go around and get his lap back. They are going to go ahead and wave him, extend the caution 1 more lap. It won't hurt anything. Laps under caution do not count, so. I had not heard that, Tim, and I'm wondering why that would be. Is it because of that new high rollers deal?
I don't think so. I think that high rollers is still just kind of like an in-between right now, you know what I mean? A weekly filler, a week filler, if you will.
Yeah, they've got several races scheduled, and they got a whole lot of drivers that are committed to going and doing some of those races already. So I don't know if, that was the thing, that guys are shying away from going to all-star races or World Outlaw races together because the payout's a little different. So I don't know, we'll have to see. Maybe that'll become the new norm.
Well, speaking of norms, we're racing. We normally do that under green, which we are.
Brochart again. Gerlach went all the way to the top. And I don't know if he's trying to keep his momentum up and fend off Silby, or if he is literally trying to run down Reed Brochart. Brochart, super quick tonight. We've seen him fast at certain times during the year, but usually not out front. He is doing a very good job of holding these guys off. Nice cut down line right there. He shuts the door on Silby, and Silby with a little tiny slider got around Gerlach and I don't know. I think the Kiwi Conqueror is going to go try to split the night with Shrum. And Shrum's up there already into the 4 spot.
Last time around, Silby set fastest lap of this race, and he does it again that lap, now down to a 12.68. So Silby picking up speed as this race wears on.
And going right back to his catfishing, but here comes Shrum. Shrum right back to running the middle. And these guys are running either way inside or way outside. They're leaving all those lanes open for him. Dalton Shrum could come up here and steal a sweep for the night if they leave that middle open. He was way too good the first race for anybody not to pick up on that, in my opinion.
All right, so out in the front is the 7. Now, Brochart, Gerlach, Shrum, and Lynn make up your top 5.
Yeah, the Conqueror started 4th. He's up to the front right now. I saw contact back here. I think everybody survived. Nobody's sideways.
Yeah, it was coming up off the corner. They made contact, and a little bit of contact, a little bit of beating and banging. You can't do it too much in a midget, and don't want to run over someone's wheel, but post hard racing will lead to some brushes here and there.
I keep seeing the rear brush the fence off that 2 car down in 3 and 4, and that ain't going to last very long. Eventually, it's going to suck it in, grab him, throw the right front into the fence, and he's going to go for one heck of a ride. He's going to be that feather in the wind again. There he does it again in 3 and 4. You know who's not getting shook right here is Dalton Shrum. Shrum is closing in on Brochart, but Brochart kind of holding his own, and it's good to see the 93 car have a good run for a change.
Down to 21 laps to go. Shrum going to start putting the screws to him. And with that being said, we'll see how well Brochart can hold on. But these guys aren't the only ones making moves through the field.
Well, Tebow Brandon side by side with Robert Lynn and caution. Oh no, John Borst. Yeah, we'll get a good look at John here. What happened to the 86 car? Maybe one too many times at the right rear against the outside wall like Robert Lynn was doing. I told you eventually it gets tired of you bumping on it and it grabs you and throws you right away. So bad luck for John there.
This time I don't think he's going to get his lap back.
Yeah, probably not. No soup for him. So it'll be Silby, Brochart, Shrum, Brannon, Lynn, Gerlach, Barros, Cox, and Collins. The running order just past the halfway point. I have 18 to go when we go back to green, which is the next lap around. I thought they were actually getting ready to fire it off that time. Interesting tidbit. If that is true, Tim, then it's don't know if that's an improvement, a detraction, or if we're just losing another 410 series, but we'll see what they do with it. We're back into green here. 17 to go that time by 16 and a half still on the board, and it's still Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror, now out in front, but Dalton Shrum all the way up to second. And I told you, if he could, he got in there hot, and I thought for sure he was going right in the left side of that 7 car. Good job getting her woe down and staying out of Craig's driving compartment there. But I told you if he got clear, he might have the speed to go run down the 7 car. Now we'll get to see if that happens as we are under 15 to go. And Silby Shrum 1-2, caution once again. Josh Cox put the right rear into the fence, and that's twice we've got to see him do that in the same spot. 2 features in a row.
Well, if there was a third, you think he'd do it a third time?
Well, I would hope the third time is the charm and he wouldn't do it at all. But you never know.
All right, so that last run, Roger, I don't know if you noticed, but almost everyone was down on the bottom, and the track has gone through a transition. They were running on the high side, but from that little bit of a run that we had before the yellow came out, everyone had moved down to the bottom.
Well, I think they're starting to figure out that the bottom is going to be the place, especially at the end of this thing, because it's the shortest way around, and if the track is slicking off, then why not try to go the shortest instead of trying to fight the car up on the top? So we'll see. Sylvie, usually the Pied Piper of that deal, and he is back under the green flag out in the front with 14 to go.
Strum and Brandon going at it for second place. Brandon didn't get a good run off the corner there, fell back quite a bit.
Yeah, the bite off the corner, really key for these cars. If you don't have any, all you do is spin the right rear, and everybody who's got some just either drives by or drives away from you. And if there's too much, you lift the front wheels, you got to lift off the gas anyway, so it's kind of a delicate balancing act. And right now, your the top three drivers typically in the series right now, they usually run on the podium. It's Sylvie, Shrum, and Brandon, and they are once again out in front of this thing.
All right, 10 laps to go. Robert Lynn in that fourth spot, one of the only cars up along the wall. Everyone else had seen the wall start to eat some of these midgets and decided it was probably better because we got a huge wheel stand out of Gerlach.
Yeah, Gerlach found grip right there. Got the front wheels off the ground and had to roll it back just a little. And he is going to start going slider line because he closed in on Brochart right there. That time Brochart had the entry covered, but Gerlach usually makes his runs late in races. I think he's a little too late in this one to do a lot of good. As we'll get back to the front and look at that 1 second gap between Craig Silby and Dalton Strum, first to second. And then it's almost another full second between Strum and Brandon. There's a caution once again, and guess what? We were talking about was running the slider and up against the wall, and old girly man himself, Josh Gerlach, the 71 car. I think he's going to find danger, Will Rogers right here out of turn number 2. I was wrong. It's going to be in turn 3, and guess what? Same thing that happened to Robert Lynn, or not Robert Lynn, but John Borst, and the same thing that happened to Josh Cox. And you just can't put open wheel cars against the fence. Bad juju.
All right, so field stacked up. This is going to be a good shot for Shrum to try and steal that race lead away from Silby. He's already thinking about it. He's already trying to get in his head as he pokes his nose down there.
Well, if there's anybody that is really good at changing up his start, it's that guy out front right now. And I watched him do 7, 8, 9 restarts in the closing laps of many of these races and changed every single one of them just to toss the guy's timing off. And Shrum's going to have to guess just right, I think. Yeah, you saw Shrum try to guess right there, missed it just a little bit. And that might be all that Craig Silby needs is just a car and a half or 2 cars worth of cushion, and he'll catfish the bottom, make these guys take the long way around. And I just don't think the track's there for that right now.
Silby doing a very good job at entering that corner very gently. Shrum going in a little bit hotter, and you can see that's causing him to wash up. And Silby starting to pull away because of that.
Yeah, and you'd think that Brandon would see that he's running the exact same line. You can't pass a guy running in his tire tracks. And with Silby moving away, he might try to move down, but so far Brandon content to just sit there in that 3rd spot and follow Shrum around. We're down to just under 2 to go, coming around to the white flag out of turn number 4.
Final lap, final time around in our final race here in tonight's doubleheader. And Brandon almost losing it, but here they come, Roger, for the race win.
Well, and once again, the Kiwi Conqueror splitting races with somebody, taking one of the 2 victories. Dalton Shrum, winner from one number. They swapped spots. Schrum wins the first one. Silby second. This time it was Silby first and Schrum second. But new third place driver Tebow Brennan gets back on the podium after missing it in race number 1.
Top 3 lined up all nice and pretty right there. It's almost like they want to talk to us.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'm going to drag Tebow up here, and I'll let you grab him while I find the other guys.
Tebow Brannon, solid third place here tonight. Nice job, man. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, I can't complain on that second one. I'm a little disappointed in how that first one went. I had a good run for second or third, and just didn't work out on that first one. I got the bad end of a deal. But the second one, not too bad. Started a little further back in the field, so had some work to do. But I was definitely even with Dalton all night, and and Craig, I think. But you know, sometimes the way that falls on restarts and things like that, sometimes it's just tough to pass. So can't complain too much. Like to thank Netcode ESports for putting on a good show, having a good track, good set tonight. Car was great, and yeah, hopefully be a little bit more successful, maybe 2 spots successful next week. That'd be great.
Hey, that's the nice thing about racing is they always let you do it again next week.
That's right. Yeah. They put on a great show every week here, and it's an honor to be on the podium. You know, smaller car count tonight, but it's still good, tough, clean racing. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on that third place finish. Nice job, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Tebow Brennan finishing in third tonight. We'll talk to our second place driver. He wins feature number 1, comes home second in feature number 2. Dalton Schrum, good night for you tonight.
Yeah, I did pretty good on both mains there. Definitely had a little rocky start to this one, but hey, it's still a podium, so I'm so glad about it.
Yeah, it looked like the track went through some transition, and you guys all started moving around, and everybody migrated from one line to another, and at one point, everybody was on the bottom. When did you notice you could get down there and maybe try to challenge
Yeah,
Craig
definitely,
to the
like,
win?
I kind of just stuck with my same line there in the beginning, then I tried the bottom, and it was kind of just like slider up to the middle. I just kind of tried everything and seeing what was fast.
Well, an awesome run, couple of podium finishes to get you back on your podium string again. I'm sure you got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Cody Williams Design, Speed Ranch Setups, and Dalton Schrum Photography.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and good luck next week. Hopefully we'll see you right back in your podium ways.
Yep, thank you.
Dalton Schrum finishing in second. Let's move on. Let's get him back up here again. I moved me, not Dalton. Haha, that's not funny. In fact, that's not funny at all. But he came, he saw, and in feature number 2, he conquers. Craig Silby, you there, buddy?
Roger. Hey, mate. How we got there? We got there. Yay.
About time.
Yeah. We just one short. It would have been 4 in a row. Never mind. 3 from 4. That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had someone sweep 2 weeks in a row. You would have been the first. But, man, still a great night. You catfished pretty much all the night. But we saw you go to the top, and I was laughing with KR, and he's going to chime in here in just a second about, he challenged you about whether you were scared of heights or not. You went up to the top for a little bit, proving a point.
Yeah. I just thought I could slingshot off the top there to grab a spot off the starts, and it worked quite well. But yeah, I didn't really think it was fast enough to stay up there.
Yeah, it's Craig, this is KR again. So it did look like you were pretty good up there, but did you have a conversation with the wall? Because after you dropped down to the inside, that wall started eating some of the race cars.
Maybe I just don't like eating concrete.
But nice run, man. A solid night overall for you, a second and a first. And this one, had to work for it just a little bit.
Oh yeah, that one was a lot tidier than the first one. The first one was just hard work, and the track was definitely a bit more grippy on the bottom this time. It was faster, and it was just a matter of trying to stay tidy. I struggle when I'm up front for a while like that because I lose my focus a bit. But yeah, just trying to stay tidy, and like I think I was in the 12 eights pretty much lap after lap after lap. That was my challenge to myself, is just to keep consistent, and I should be able to stay there.
Well, an awesome run, man. You're back to your winning ways. Some shout outs, some thank yous, and we'll see if you can come back next week and pick up, maybe another sweep.
I'll be trying. I'll definitely be trying. I got to thank Josh Cox and the DJ3 team for helping cover you guys, and you guys, Dirt Racing Network, for putting us on for us to all see, and Netcode ESports for putting the whole show on, because look what we can do. It's just so much fun. We all get to race hard and clean and have really good battles. Thanks to Concrete Cutting in New Zealand, and Easy Trucks, and Iridium Sim Sports, and let's go. Hopefully the points are looking good too.
Yeah, we'll get all that out next week. We'll talk about that when we get into at least the first feature, and maybe you'll be back on the podium to chat with us about it. We'll see where everything's at. But congratulations again, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Thanks very much, guys. Catch up.
You're a winner tonight, the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby. Let's take a quick look at our finishing results for feature number 2. Silby with a win from second. Those two swapping spots from feature number 1. Thibaut Brandon up to third. Had a good run in the second one. Was disappointed in his first feature. Said so here in his interview in feature number 2. But a good recovery for him. Puts him back on a podium. He should be back in the points hunt there coming into next week. Robert Lynn was 4th. Reed Brochart 5th. Billy Barrow 6th. Colt Collins 7th, Josh Gerlach 8th, Josh Cox 9th, and John Borst an early exit right at the midway point. Well, KR, the Midget show, and I think your first one with us here that I recall, and you get to do it from my place in front of my equipment. We don't have to do it long distance for the first time ever. What do you think? You ready to come back and do it again?
Oh, I could be convinced to come back down here and do it again.
I'd rather convince you to come down here and go racing sometime soon, though.
Heck yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, we'll see if we can't work that out and figure that out somewhere. But I know you guys are in town for some schooling and some testing, and Lord knows you could use it. But what do you think about Oklahoma, and especially the center part of the state?
The center part's not so bad, but the other parts, I wouldn't want to play hide and seek with anybody from Oklahoma. There's not much to hide behind, so they're really good.
Yeah, but we know all the spots, so you'd never find anybody.
That's what I mean. They're really good.
Well, it's been a lot of fun having you here, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. These guys usually about twice this car count, and it's pretty exciting, but you got to see some of the best in the midget world on iRacing, and what did you think about that?
I definitely was impressed with how consistent Silby and Shrum were, and they could hit their marks time and time again, and very few mistakes coming out of them, and overall just some good runs.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the folks tuning in, guys. Without you, we don't do this for any reason other than our own enjoyment, so we hope you enjoyed the show. As always, thanks for tuning in, taking your time to spend with us.